In the strange and often terrifying world of Stranger Things, where monsters from other dimensions threaten to tear apart the very fabric of a small town, the real glue holding people together sometimes comes from the most unexpected places. Murray Bauman, a character who first appears as a paranoid, disgraced journalist living in a bunker filled with conspiracy theory clippings, slowly transforms into one of the show's most crucial and surprisingly heartwarming figures, the town's unlikely therapist and master mediator. While the kids are fighting Demogorgons and the scientists are opening gates, Murray is doing the equally heroic work of fighting human stubbornness and opening lines of communication. Nowhere is this more important or beautifully handled than in his forced therapy sessions with two of the show's most famously dysfunctional pairs, Joyce Byers and Jim Hopper, and Jonathan Byers and Nancy Wheeler. These aren't just funny moments of comic relief, they are essential scenes where Murray, with his blunt, no-nonsense approach, cuts through years of miscommunication, fear, and pride, acting as the catalyst these characters desperately need to heal and unite against the real enemies. When we first meet Murray, he's not someone you'd trust with your deepest feelings. He's yelling about government cover-ups and validating Joyce's wildest theories about her son Will. But his genius lies in his perception. He sees things others miss, not just in conspiracies, but in people. This skill is perfectly displayed when Joyce and Hopper arrive at his hideout in Season 2. They are a whirlwind of frantic energy and simmering resentment. Joyce is all raw nerve and maternal fury, a woman who has been to hell and back and operates on pure instinct. Hopper is the opposite, a burly ball of repressed grief, police procedure, and a gruff exterior he uses to keep everyone, including himself, at a distance. They are trying to save the world, but they can barely speak to each other without snapping. Murray sees this immediately. He watches them bicker, deflect, and talk at each other instead of to each other. In one of the show's most iconic scenes, he doesn't offer them a cup of tea and a gentle chat. He locks them in a room together and essentially forces them to have it out. He acts as the referee for a fight they've been having for years. He points out their obvious, painful truth. They are both profoundly lonely, traumatized people who are secretly in love but are too scared and too hurt to admit it. He tells Hopper he pushes people away because he's afraid of losing them, and he tells Joyce that her constant state of panic, while understandable, is pushing away the one person who truly understands her nightmare. He mediates by being brutally honest, holding up a mirror to their dysfunctional dance. He doesn't solve their problems for them, but he gives them the vocabulary and the push to start solving it themselves. He translates Joyce's anxiety for Hopper and Hopper's stoicism for Joyce. By the end of their time with him, they haven't magically fixed everything, but a door has been kicked open. They understand each other a little better, and that understanding eventually becomes the foundation of their relationship, a partnership that is crucial to literally saving the world in later seasons. Murray facilitated that. He was the unlikely mechanic who got their broken engine to turn over again. He performs a similar, but different, kind of magic with Jonathan and Nancy in Season 4. Here, the problem isn't unspoken love, it's a love that has spoken its vows and is now fraying at the edges under the weight of distance, ambition, and trauma. Jonathan and Nancy, the once perfect underdog couple, are now miles apart, both physically and emotionally. Nancy is charging ahead with her journalism career at college, while Jonathan, burdened by family responsibility and insecurity, is secretly planning to give up his dreams to stay close to home. They are lying to each other to avoid pain, and the gap between them is growing into a chasm. Enter Murray again, but this time is not locking them in a storage room. He's in a pizza dough freezer in Nevada. But his methods are just as effective. He observes their stiff body language, their polite, hollow conversation. He sees the elephant in the room, or rather, the freezer. And again, he cuts to the chase with the subtlety of a sledgehammer. He calls out their boring and safe conversation, forcing them to stop the pretense. He mediates by creating a space where the truth can no longer be avoided. For Jonathan, he acts as the voice of hard reality, forcing him to confront his own self-sabotage and the unfairness of his secret plan to Nancy. For Nancy, he helps articulate the confusion and hurt she feels at Jonathan's distance. Murray's role here is less about interpreting their feelings for each other, they already know they love each other, and more about forcing them to confess the fears that are poisoning that love. He is the catalyst for the difficult, raw, and tearful conversation they should have had months ago. He doesn't tell them what to do, he simply makes it impossible for them to continue not talking about it. By holding up a mirror to their crumbling relationship, he gives them the chance to either fix it or let it go honestly. He mediates the end of their silent stalemate. What makes Murray so effective in this strange role is his complete lack of traditional therapy etiquette. He doesn't speak in soft, careful tones. He yells, he gestures wildly, he makes sarcastic comments, he calls people out on their nonsense. But that's exactly why it works for these characters who live in a world of literal and emotional chaos. They don't need someone to gently say, "And how does that make you feel?" They need someone to shout, "You are in love with him, you numbskull," or "You're lying to her and it's going to destroy you both." His paranoia, which once made him an outcast, is now his greatest tool. He is obsessed with uncovering hidden truths, and the biggest hidden truths are often the ones people bury in their own hearts. He sees the secret government plot in the same way he sees the secret heartache between two people, as a puzzle that needs solving, a truth that needs exposing. In a story about battling supernatural evil, Murray understands that the heroes can't win if they are also battling each other. His mediation is a strategic necessity as much as it is an emotional one. By getting Joyce and Hopper on the same page, he creates a stronger, more focused leadership for the group. By forcing Jonathan and Nancy to clear the air, he ensures that their incredible skills as an investigator and a fighter aren't hampered by romantic tension and miscommunication. He is, in his own bizarre way, optimizing the team for the final boss fight. In the end, Murray Bauman becomes the heart of the show's emotional logic. The kids have their friendship, but the adults and older teens often need a nudge from a chaotic third party to remember their own connections. He is the bridge builder, the translator of feelings, the unwilling but brilliant couples counselor for a generation facing interdimensional terror. He proves that sometimes, the most powerful weapon against the darkness isn't just a flamethrower or a psychic mind blast, but the simple, hard-won ability to understand and talk to the person fighting beside you. Murray, with his ranting and his radical honesty, gives that gift to Joyce and Hopper, and to Jonathan and Nancy. He forges stronger alliances and mends broken lines of communication, making the entire group not just a collection of survivors, but a true family. And in doing so, this paranoid, kung fu practicing, conspiracy theorist from a bunker becomes, without a doubt, the most unlikely and essential therapist in all of Hawkins, Indiana.